All right, everybody, we're going to get going for this week. I hope you're doing well. We are in the midst of talking about 5 things to look at before you launch a product. And last week we talked a little bit about the profit potential of any product. And this week I'm going to talk about some of the things that I look at when I'm looking at the market size and what I'm considering when I'm thinking about a new product. And then we'll hop over to the tablet and we'll talk a little bit about some other marketing ideas. So this week we're talking about market research, and hopefully at this point we've looked at this product. We have a good feel for hey, is this going to be a product that one, I'm interested in, that's going to create the profit and the revenue that I'm looking for in my business, for my sales partners or my company? Uh, is this product going to really fill a need for my merchant? And this is probably the most important thing, right? So when I look at the market and look at this product, is it really going to help my merchant either remove pain or solve a problem that they're having, right? And that's pretty much when you're talking about value creation, what we're really focusing on. Can I remove some pain out of their life, make their life as a business owner a little bit easier, or can I potentially solve a problem of theirs? And that might be saving them money. It might be making them money. You might have some products that actually make them money. Might be a time issue, making more time available, making their business run smoother, easier, etc. And then the next thing I might ask myself is, why do they need this product or service, right? Why do they need it? And do they want it? There might be a product, and I've fallen into this trap before where, man, I've looked at this product and said, gosh, these merchants, these business owners, they need this. They have to have this. But do they want it, right? Maybe they have to have it, but they don't really want it. And you have to make sure that there's a desire and a want there. So some of the things you might want to do, and I'm a big follower of trends. I like to look at trends and kind of gauge where markets are going, especially in the business verticals that I want to work in, and where payment processing is going as well. So I might want to look at some trends around this category when I look at the product and service and who it's serving. Is it a particular vertical? I would hope it would be. I really am big on picking specific vertical niches and hitting those. But is there some data out there in the public domain that you can look at around the trends in this vertical? Some examples might be, mobile e-commerce data that I've looked at. If you're looking at a mobile solution, you might want to look at the trends in mobile, wireless, 5G, etc. If you're looking at an e-commerce based product, which e-commerce is just blowing up right now. If you look at the stocks of people like, PayPal, Shopify, BigCommerce, Instacart, all these people out there have really hit it with this virus and really filled a need based upon the trend and the needs that we had right now as a society, with all the lockdowns and people moving their purchasing to online, which is going to continue here through this holiday season. So that trend was already developing and had been developing for years. Just follow Amazon or eBay or any of those, that you can see the trend has been accelerated because of the current situation. And that trend, I don't think, will ever go back. Once people shift from one behavior to another, oftentimes they're not going to go back. They're going to stick with this trend of purchasing via e-commerce and online. They realize how easy it is, how convenient it is, etc. The other thing is there a big enough need in the marketplace? So if you're looking at a vertical, are there enough business owners that need this product, right? So you could have a great product, but if your universe of customers and prospects is very small, you're not going to be able to sell enough of that product with ongoing competition probably out in the marketplace. If your ISO is bringing you this opportunity, you certainly want to research from a marketing perspective what has been their experience, right? Has the ISO testing it? How are other offices doing with this product? Is it adding value? Is it being adopted? Are merchants using it? Are they buying it, et cetera? So, all common sense things that you want to look at when you're considering your market research. And then, most importantly, when I look at these products, is, are there enough potential prospects out in the marketplace? Yes. Am I adding value in the marketplace? Am I solving a problem? Can I gauge whether they want it? Are they buying it? Are they adopting it? Yes, yes, yes. Then where can I find these prospects, right? And there's typically a lot of different places that you can find potential prospects when you're looking out in the marketplace. And here's a few of the sources that I've used after I've done my market research. Is a really affordable program called d7leadfinder.com. That's a great place. You can search enter search terms, like say you want to find all the HVAC dealers in the Houston, Texas area where I live. It'll pull them all down and it grabs their emails, grabs their phone numbers for you, looks at their social and the upgraded package. I think you can look at their Facebook status, their domain name, their Google location, a lot of different things where you can find these prospects, and it's very, very affordable. So use a tool like D7 Lead Finder. There's another tool called Seamless AI that I've used as well. This can pull data right off the internet, right out of LinkedIn, and give you their up-to-date email address, their up-to-date phone number, all their contact details for that individual company. And it scours hundreds of millions of websites to get you that instant updated data. A lot of people on LinkedIn, if you're using LinkedIn, might use their personal email, or an older email might be on file. And so a tool like Seamless AI, you can pull all the current data, and they'll actually pull all the different emails they can find and give you a scoring system based on what's the most current. So those are two tools I like. If you're also a Sales Navigator subscriber on LinkedIn, you can go out and Sales Navigator, build out your profiles and pull data. That way you can even hook up Navigator to a tool like Seamless AI and pull out all those contacts that you sorted in Sales Navigator. You can pull out into Seamless AI, get all their current email data and information, and you can drop them into a potential email campaign or calling campaign or whatever you want to do. So those are the three top tools that I like. Rather than paying for data, I've bought a lot of data over the years. I bought a lot of different leads over the years, and these seem to be very, very affordable solutions that I would certainly recommend. So you looked at the market, you realized you could solve a problem with your service or product. Not only could you solve a problem, but the problem was so great that merchants wanted to adopt the solution. You've looked at potential research and trends to predict growth in this category, in this vertical. You've come to the conclusion that the marketplace is big enough for you to play in. You've talked to your ISO if they're one of the ones bringing you this opportunity. And now you know where to find enough prospects to drop into your marketing campaign. So we're not talking about the how to do it right now. We're talking about the bigger picture of, is this right for me and is it right for my organization? And in this series, I'm not going to get into how to generate the leads in the marketing. That'll be something we can talk about next series that I might do. And you've discovered that, yeah, I can find these prospects. They're pretty easy to find. I know what their MCC code is. I know what their vertical is, and I can locate them. And then you'll eventually discover or determine what your marketing strategy is going to be on how to get to those prospects. Will it be social media advertising, Facebook ads, funnels, paid search, YouTube, outbound calling, telemarketing, setting up demos, appointments? There's a million ways you guys can do this stuff. So I want to hop over now and I want to talk a little bit about red ocean, blue ocean marketing strategy. So let's go over to the tablet. And I want to draw a couple things for you. That we can talk about here. So you've probably heard of the red ocean, blue ocean marketing strategy. I'll give you the website here if you didn't see it a minute ago. But let me just recap this a little bit. So when you're thinking about your marketing research, you've got the red ocean. This is where I feel like merchant services is today, right? So you have this ocean of prospects out there and it's just full of competitors, right? They're everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's a competitor. So it's a red ocean. And when you're in the red ocean, the things you're really focused on, if you're playing in the red ocean, right? And the red ocean is typically about competing in the marketplace. So normally you're trying to beat the competition. You're also trying to exploit demand. So an example might be Coke against Pepsi, right? These are commodity products. Either you like Coke or you like Pepsi, but the war between these two brands is getting their distribution out to as many places as possible, getting their product in the most restaurants, the most locations, the most vending machines as possible so they can capture that existing demand. So this is a known market, right? It's a known market. And in many cases, it's just like credit card processing. You know, a new business owner has to have credit card processing. There's already a demand there. There's already a need there. Now it's just a matter of, can you get to them quick enough? Can you give them a cheap enough price? Can you beat your competition and get out there in the marketplace? So the other thing is that happens is there is a value cost trade-off. So they're typically making the value cost trade-off. So you're giving up something when you go for that low price or that cheap price or that free terminal in many cases in value. And normally organizations are really focused on one of two things. They're either trying to differentiate themselves. Let me see if I can spell this. Or they have a low price or cost. So this is where many of us find ourselves in the merchant services business today. Sure, you can add great customer service. You can add no application fee, no setup fee, free equipment, but you're playing in a red ocean of a lot of competition. So if you're playing in the ocean, which many of you are, you have to be better than the next guy. You have to beat the competition and you have to be able to differentiate yourself, or in most cases, you're selling on price, right? So that's one place you can play, and that's a place where most of us play. And then there's another option called the blue ocean. This is an unknown place, right? And in this place, there isn't as much competition. And the blue ocean, which is sometimes a little more difficult to see, right? When you're getting creative and you're trying to find a different way to create demand, right? So these are areas where there is no market or very new market. Competition is irrelevant. You're looking to create demand, right? And you want to capture demand. And there is no value cost trade-off. And the big one is your whole purpose is to create differentiation and provide a low cost, right? So I don't know about you, but this is where I want to try to play in this marketplace. And I'll give you some examples, right? Look at, and this is really the place where you're creating value and innovation. So look at somebody like Apple, right? They pretty much created an entirely new market with the iPod and the iPhone. And out of that new product birthed an entire new industry, right? And iTunes marketplace and music and video and affiliate marketers and games and all the things that happen around that ecosystem with Apple. So they went into and created an entirely new blue ocean and created their own demand for their product. Square almost did that in a way. It was still a red ocean of lots of competition, but Square came in and they created differentiation, right? And a low cost and an easy way to do business, right? So they started with their dongle and they are working their way up the ecosystem on the merchant side. Another blue ocean in payments is building out software that can interface into payments via APIs, right? So if you've got these APIs integrated, you're going out to these software vendors who typically always just had a partner or referred over the payment processing. Now you're integrating tightly into their programs and you're giving them a revenue share on the payment side. So that's another area where there's a lot of differentiation. You're creating demand. You're giving that software provider, that cloud, that SaaS model, an opportunity to pick up revenue on the credit card side. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're really considering getting out into these new products, try to create a blue ocean for yourself or a blue ocean product for yourself where you can go out and you can either really differentiate yourself significantly from the competition, get into a green field where there isn't a whole lot of competition and add massive value, innovation at low price of entry for that merchant. And we see this trend happening all over the place. We see the trend of technology. We see the shift from brick and mortar to online. We see it around everything within the way people interact, the way people sign contracts electronically through customer relationship management, through self-service of mobile banking, through, I mean, it's on and on and on. So if I was out in the marketplace today, this is what I would be focusing on. And this is what, what I'm focusing on the products that I'm getting ready to bring to market here in the next year. So I'm looking at these verticals that I want to be in, and I'm trying to distinguish a way that I can make myself completely unique and different and play in a market that doesn't have 9,000 competitors. And I think I have one or two products for me personally this year and programs that I'm going to have and I'm going to bring to market that are going to open up a really, really big opportunity for myself and my companies. And I hope you do the same thing. So that's it for this week. I hope it gave you something to think about and to consider and to go out and look at these markets. If you're considering something for 2021, to really spend the time, the brain power and energy to really dig into it and get creative on what you want to create. And being in the red ocean, there's nothing wrong with being in the red ocean, right? But what you want to try to do is do it better, faster, easier than everybody else if you're going to play in the red ocean. So you've got to find a way. If you say, I'm in the red ocean, I know there's demand for merchant services, for payment processing, but I need to differentiate myself. How am I going to do that? So that's a little easier than having to create all the demand and innovation yourself in the blue ocean. You're just going to differentiate yourself a little bit better, hopefully a lot better, and around being a little bit more creative and around serving your customer and really differentiate yourself and use innovation and use technology to make that experience much better for them, easier for them, and more affordable for them. So I hope this gave you some ideas for this week. Sit down, do the work. We will see you next week. If you're watching this on replay, I appreciate the time. And please comment me, send me emails, chat, post in the group. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you've got ideas you'd like to run by me, happy to do that as well. Shoot me an email. I'll look at your idea. I'll look at your concept and your marketing campaign, and I'll give you my honest feedback on what you're considering. So have a great, safe Thanksgiving. We will see you guys next week.